Since we're seeing out the season by welcoming Mourinho's Chelsea to the Welsh capital on Sunday, it means it's the last in the city of the season, but it's a good one. We've got Ben Turner giving an honest reflection upon the past year, plus we'll hear from your Player of the Year, David Marshall, and Young Player of the Year, Declan John. But first up, it's Ollie.
You do sit back and think about what's happened over the course of the season, and of course now we've just got to realise the facts that we've been relegated. Now it's, as some of the players have come out and said, it's about test of our characters. Whoever stays here for next season, will have to show the character of bouncing straight back again.
The gaffer's confidence in his players was certain as he discussed how his team will have to adapt to life in the Championship once again.
We've got the experience of Championship the last 4 years before this season, been at the top, very top and challenging for promotion. So the club and many of the players do have the experience at that level. So we've got to utilise that and then add some quality, and then we'll be fighting for a good start in the beginning of August.
Do you firmly believe that we can just come straight back up?
I think that the longer it goes, the more difficult it is for a club. And of course we want to keep hold of the most important players. We want to start the season well next season and hopefully bounce straight back.
There'll be more coming from the manager a little later on, so keep watching. Well, for now, it might be goodbye Gary, hello Manish, but Ben Turner thinks we've got it within our ranks to make this happen again.
That just shows you that's the highs and lows of this career. Your heroes last year, and then this year we feel like we've let everyone down. We've getting relegated, but like I say, there's only, you can either dwell on it and kind of sulk about it and not let it affect you long term, or you have to put it to one side and try and move on, because you know there's a lot. Look how fast we kind of created the environment where we were able to give promotion and have that wonderful, you know, end of that season, and in another 12 months, who knows. We lost games in our little mini league that we used to talk about. We lost games to teams around us, teams that where if we won we were within 1 point of them. Teams, if we won we were further away from the relegation zone earlier on in the season. There was games where we threw wins into draws. We had draws that became losses, and then we took a few heavy defeats against teams that just shouldn't have been beating us heavily. Because at the end of the day, we didn't get it right collectively as a group of players. We didn't get it right on too many days. We showed enough of what we were capable of, especially early doors, with big wins, big points against teams that, you know, that right up there, probably going to be champions, for example, with the Man City result. But over the whole season, it's not about 1 or 2 results, and it's not about showing what you can do against a big team once. You have to pick up points against the teams around you, and too many times recently we fell short in games against teams where it was, you win that, you've got a real chance, and we'd lose the game. And then we were still in with a chance, and it was win this one and we've still got a chance. And even up to Newcastle at the weekend, it was, you know, if we win that game, if we won at the weekend, we pretty much knew we definitely were going to be taking it into the last game of the season. We would have had a chance going into the Chelsea game, which becomes a cup final, and not only a cup final, a home cup final. And you win that, and you never know, we could have stayed up.
For Ben Turner, it seems clear-cut in that our mistakes have simply forced us to pay the price for the way we've ended the season.
I don't want to sit here and say that we should have done this, we should have done that, because ultimately we're where we are because that's what we deserve. There's no other way to dress it up over the whole season. This is what we deserve, because if it wasn't, we wouldn't be here. But having said that, last season we were however many points better than Hull. However, you know, that kind of stuff. You look at that and you think, well, we were how many points better than Hull? And I think in my opinion, I think we signed better players. I think at times we have fell short, and that's it. You have to be honest. There's no point in, you know, trying to dress it up some other way. We're as good as Hull. In my opinion, we're better than Hull, but they're where they are and we're where we are. It's 1 or 2 wins that have swung, that give you that swing. Hull have stayed up, and everyone says Hull have had a brilliant season. How well has Steve Bruce done? Fantastic, correct, he has, yeah. But we're one or 2 wins different to them, and yet it's all doom and gloom about us. That's the margins you're dealing with, and that's what we have to accept. And you know, as players, if we get another shot at the top league, then we need to be ready to and understand that every single point, every single win by the end of the season, that's the difference between what a wonderful season how well the lads have done and letting people down and getting relegated. And we need to, me personally, I think a lot of the other lads, you have to learn from that and hold on to that, because if you ever get that chance again, there's never, you know, every time you've got a chance of getting something in the game, it's massive.
A squad like ours, with copious experience in the Championship, fills Ben with confidence that we can bounce back. Hopefully
we're well equipped, because we've still got a lot of the lads on the books that were part of the Championship winning team that won the league with 3 games to go. And we need to not forget that. We need to remember that what we've got here we're almost tailor-made to have a big season next season if we get things right. A lot of teams won't, but you know, a lot of teams that get relegated aren't. Teams that get relegated like your Fulhams, when was the last time they experienced what the Championship's about? Whereas we've got first-hand, very recent experience of that, and it's very important that whilst we need to freshen things up and we need new blood and whatever, we need to remember that there's people there who can definitely do a massive job and understand that league and what it takes, and we need to use that as a basis to kick us back up again, hopefully next season, and then go from there.
Great news from the Community Foundation, who have broken the Premier League record for participation in the schools tournament. We caught up with schools coordinator Joel Hutton, who told us more.
We had 167 schools participate throughout the tournament, working out to be just shy of 1,500 children that we engaged during the course of our schools tournament, with the 2 winning teams representing Cardiff City at the Etihad next week.
And then, are you planning new initiatives, or are you going to continue the same?
We have a number of new initiatives that will be in the pipeline, and hopefully we'll be able to roll out across our schools from September.
The Club Goal of the Month competition has been a huge success, with so many of you guys getting involved and voting for your favourite goals. The winner from March, Tom Coles, representing our disability side, was presented with his trophy by the gaffer at the Supporters Trust award evening this week. Congratulations to Declan John and Tommy O'Sullivan for their call-up to the Welsh under-21s to face England. He's been man of the moment, and now he's man of the season, as voted for by you, the fans. Here's Dave the Save. David, you cleaned up tonight, congratulations.
Cheers, same mate. Yeah, it was obviously disappointing to get relegated, but to get recognised and stuff, it's been good for myself.
Yeah, you pulled out some phenomenal saves this season, so you have to give yourself credit, Marshy.
It's hard work. I mean, you got promoted, and listen, I've been at Cardiff for 5 years, and all I wanted to do was get promoted. But as soon as I got promoted, all I wanted to do was stay in the Premier League. So that's what I worked for in the summer. It's not happened, unfortunately, but I'm sure it can happen in the summer. We need to work hard. We need to get a settled side, and we need to go for it again and have a good start.
You signed a contract extension with us earlier this year. Is that still something you're very confident and you're still dedicated to the club?
Of course, yeah. I mean, you don't think about it. When I signed the contract, it was obviously closer to the new year, but the club has faith in me. I'm desperate to do well for the club. Unfortunately, it wasn't good enough this season, but listen, if I'm here at the start of next season, I'll give it them all to try and get back to where we hopefully we deserve to be.
Also picking up an award on the night was Declan John, voted the club's Young Player of the Year. Dec, congratulations on winning Young Player of the Year. How does it feel?
Yeah, it's brilliant. Obviously, like I said, I've come into this season, obviously making my debut at West Ham, and obviously getting, I think it's 19 or either 20 games under my belt in the Premier League. It's brilliant, and it's a dream come true.
Do you think it's going to be easy to use your experiences that you've gained in the Premier League now to help you bounce straight back up?
Yeah, obviously, I mean, the Premier League is probably the hardest league in the world, so obviously playing in that and learning stuff like that will obviously go well, taking us down into the Championship, so obviously I can take some of the things that I've learned and just put it into practice.
You know we love a quiz on in the city, so we tested the players versus the fans' knowledge on the city at the Supporters Trust award evening. Against who, and what was the largest home attendance of the season?
Guessing Man City, Liverpool.
The largest home attendance was against, I'm going to say Liverpool.
Correct.
I'm going to say Liverpool.
Correct.
and it was 27,612.
Around about 27,000. 28? No way. Was it 28,010?
18. Oh,
Ah,
no,
so
28,018.
29. 28.
Yeah, 28,018 was the record. Who took the corner for Fraser to header the third goal against Man City?
Don Cowie.
Don Cowie.
Don Cowie? Correct. Well done. Did you know that? That is good, isn't it? That's not bad. She knows her stuff, see. Which team did we manage the double over this season?
Fulham.
That's unfair because I wasn't here for the first half of it.
Fulham.
Correct.
But I'll say Fulham.
Correct. Was indeed Fulham. Jordan, which of our players has played every minute of every game?
I know.
Okay.
Ask me.
Back, Kelly.
Stephen Corker.
Correct.
Mr. Marshall? No.
You got that wrong.
You know?
Oh.
Okay, we'll give you another chance.
How did you know that?
Really?
Yeah.
Match of the day?
Stephen Corker.
Correct.
Oh, Stephen Colker.
Correct.
Got a
Correct.
second chance, that's not fair.
Can you name Cardiff's top 3 goal scorers of the season?
Jordan Much. Fraser Campbell. And Stephen Corker.
Fraser Campbell. Jordan Match. Stephen Corker.
Correct.
Oh.
So you're gonna have Fraser Campbell,
Indeed.
Jordan Much, and Stephen Corker.
Correct. Stolen. Stolen on the last question. We're back to Ollie now, and he's already looking ahead to the summer and the chance to rebuild.
Pre-season is going to be a big period for us. It's going to be a massive, important period to set the ground rules, how we play, how we with and without the ball. But of course, I need players coming in fit and hungry and showing that they want to be part of this club, because this club is full of potential. If you take one step back, sometimes that's what's needed to take a few steps forward. Hopefully that will be for our players. This year in the Premier League has been a taste of what they want, and then we don't want to go the rest of our careers not being in the league again, so make sure we get back up.
And in terms of bringing in players and strengthening the squad, do you have your eye on any particular areas that you're looking to strengthen already?
Yeah, I've been looking. We've been looking for, we've had plan A, plan B, who's going to be available for Premier League, who will be more likely if you're a Championship side. There might be some loan players with quality that we could look at. So I've got a few names and possibilities. Yeah, but the most important thing is that we keep hold of the ones we can keep hold of, the most important ones that we have.
And someone who I'm sure you're dead set on keeping hold of is David Marshall, and he's due to. And we've talked about him all season long. He's been outstanding as it is.
Yeah,
anyway.
David's been fantastic, and of course I'm going to sit down with David in the next few days and see what the plans are. At the moment, we've not had any interest in any of our players from any clubs yet.
It's the last in the city, and it's been emotional to say the least. We've had our highs and lows, this memory being one of the highest, and it can happen again with your continued support. So on behalf of myself and the team here in the city, nice win. We'll see you again for pre-season.